Alright, let's say you're a bored Roman general, with literally an army's worth of men. How would you entertain yourself? Would you A. Have your boys throw a little classic Roman theater on, B. Tell some stories around the campfire, or C. Dig a giant hole, fill it with water, and place boats and prisoners of war in said giant hole, just to watch them fight to the death? Well, if you chose C, congratulations. You're apparently a man of taste and a man of culture, because the great Julius Caesar chose just that in 46 BCE. This event, hosted by Caesar, would be known as the first Roman NAUMACHIA, which basically is just a fancy word for a gladiator boat fight. In Caesar's case, he used a staggering 4,000 rowers and 2,000 combatants for his little puddle skirmish. Just imagine, sitting on the battlefield thinking the war is all over, you may be going back home to your family, but nope, too bad. You're just gonna go fight your former brothers in arms on a boat on a giant man-made puddle. You know, it appeared that life before the Geneva Convention may have been a wee bit different than what we're used to. Later, Caesar's adopted child and predecessor, Emperor Augustus, would host another NAUMACHIA in 2 BCE, where he ordered the creation of another basin to be made on the side of the same river that Caesar used for his little puddle fight. This time with 3,000 combatants and 30 vessels, consisting of triremes and biremes. But don't get confused, that's basically just a fancy word for a big warboat. This battle was basically a giant reenactment of the Persian and Athenian fleets fighting at Salamis. Except the men dying in this mock battle didn't die for their country or for glory or anything. They died because the Emperor thought it looked cool. And he was probably right. Man, I would give about anything to go back and see one of these puddle fights go down. A big puddle fight to the death, let me tell you. That probably beats anything Netflix has to offer. But that's not saying much. Another NAUMACHIA would be held by Emperor Claudius in 52 CE. But this time, in an already formed lake, instead of POWs, the combatants were prisoners sentenced to death. You know, I'd call that progress, right? You know? You're not wasting your time digging the hole. The combatants are likely murderers and rapists, so, you know, that's a step up from POW fights, you know? Moral high ground. The next big leap for NAUMACHIA would occur under the reign of Emperor Neckbeard Nero in 57 CE, when Emperor Neckbeard constructed a wooden amphitheater with a massive awning, which he had dyed blue and speckled with white dots to resemble stars. Which I imagine looked similar to the ceiling in my bedroom when I was a wee lad, you know, those cheap little dollar store glow-in-the-dark stars. Not stopping there though, Nero filled the arena with actual seawater and sea creatures. You know, that's cool and all, but I know what you guys are here for. I know what you guys really want. You want to see how the Roman Colosseum plays into these puddle fights. And hey, I'm here to entertain. So around 80 CE, construction on the Grand Roman Colosseum was finished, which left everyone wondering, now what? I'll tell you what, you flood that bad boy and have another puddle fight in that. That's what. And that's just what they did, after a series of opening gladiator fights, of course. Emperor Titus ordered the new Colosseum to be flooded, likely using the Roman aqueducts as a water source, but there was a small issue with that. The Colosseum only seemed to be able to hold about 5 feet of water, around the depth you find in most underfunded American public pools, and that's an issue. So Titus got creative and had miniature boats designed with flat bottoms, which so happens to be a design characteristic which is common with today's modern pool floaties. These naval battles proved so popular, in 90 CE, Emperor Domitian would move all future NAUMACHIA to a nearby lake, bringing this whole idea back full circle to the option which just made the most sense to begin with. But I must say, I do have a soft spot for the Colosseum puddle fights if I'm going to be completely honest. Moving the NAUMACHIA to the nearby lake allowed the Colosseum to have an intricate underground network of tunnels and trapdoors, which was cool and all because you could basically spawn tigers into the arena at will, which is a nice addition. But I personally would miss the option to see men kill each other in what essentially is a giant soup bowl. So you know, that's just kinda neat. Well, that is it for today's story. If you like the content, subscribe to see more in the future, and have a good day.